In a meeting in Washington, both Israel's Foreign Minister Yair Lapid and Secretary of State Antony Blinken warned about Iran's race to get a nuclear bomb. The U.S. says it's willing to re-enter the nuclear deal with Iran, known as the JCPOA, but time is running out.
We are getting closer to a point at which returning to compliance with the JCPOA will not, in and of itself, recapture the benefits of the JCPOA.
Iran has publicly stated it wants to wipe us out. We have no intention of letting this happen.
Iranian proxy Hezbollah was at the center of violent clashes that erupted in the Lebanese capital of Beirut. The trouble is just the latest to rock the country that's teetering on the verge of collapse. The clashes broke out at a protest where supporters of Hezbollah and its allies were demonstrating against a judicial probe into last year's massive port blast. At least 6 people were killed in exchanges of gunfire involving snipers, pistols, Kalashnikovs, and rocket-propelled grenades. The trouble comes amid allegations that Hezbollah is trying to obstruct the investigation into the blast, while Hezbollah says the presiding judge is trying to politicize it. The Lebanese army restored calm to the city. Lebanon's president, Michel Aoun, vowed to hold accountable those responsible for the clashes, as well as whoever was behind last year's Beirut blast. Just days before the trouble in the streets, the country suffered a massive blackout when the state power plants ran out of fuel. Lebanon's electric grid is back online now after the army supplied fuel to 2 key power stations. But as Chris Mitchell reports, it's one more sign of a nation in trouble.
The blackout plunged Beirut, once known as the Paris of the Middle East, into the dark. For a time, car headlights became the main source of light.
We used to have electricity for an hour daily. Now it's totally cut. We're spending our time outside our homes so our children can have fun. This situation is getting worse. May God protect us as we don't know where we're heading.
The lack of power represents a crisis for hospitals, essential services, and ordinary people trying to keep their refrigerators running and food from spoiling. Last week, Jordan agreed to supply electricity to Lebanon, but that deal could take months to implement. The energy crisis is part of a larger political and economic crisis where Lebanon's currency has lost 90% of its value. Recently, these depositors stormed this bank in central Beirut after the bank blocked their money.
I'm demanding my right and my money. All my years of work were robbed. They robbed people's work and they put them in the name of their children abroad.
A new government took office recently, the first since the massive explosion in August 2020 that devastated the city of Beirut. But Israeli analyst and retired Brigadier General Asaf Orion told CBN News Lebanon is not only a failed state, but a fake state, because the terrorist group Hezbollah is the real power inside the country.
They're running the show. They allow legitimate veneer of Christians, Sunnis, and others to take part in this facade. And as long as the world buys it and keeps on paying, it will keep on rolling.
Alpha, Omega.